Well, hey now, everybody. It's the Rob from 106.1 KISS FM here with my tag team partner in podcasting. Please welcome to the show the First Lady of Wrestling. This is Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
Good morning, Rob. It's a weird setup for me today because my phone's like dying. The battery just sucks a ton. So I have the charger, which isn't very long. It's in a different spot. I'm just saying that because I'm going to be doing a lot of this. When I look at my notes, I'll be looking away. It's a wreck. So just forgive me.
Oh, it's okay. I kind of like this angle. It's like I'm beneath you, underneath the console, looking up at you lovingly.
Yes, as always.
Which is always my favorite way of looking up at you.
The up angle is not flattering on anybody, especially me.
Oh, you look good.
We're hanging and banging.
You look good. I only took a few notes. I don't have like a run sheet in front of me, but let's start with. I'm assuming I'm speaking for everybody, not just the two of us, but I'm assuming I'm speaking for just about everybody saying SmackDown did not quite follow up on Raw with the same level of excitement. Is that fair?
Here's what I thought. If you look at the SmackDowns we've gotten, this was a very good SmackDown. This was a very terrible SmackDown after Mania.
That's fair, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like if they'd given us a SmackDown with this kind of stuff going on, even 3 weeks ago, we'd have been like, "Whoa, that's the best SmackDown we've gotten in months." But this SmackDown, there were hardly any surprises. All of the surprises involved the women and didn't really interest me all that much.
Forget all the surprises up until, I mean, I felt like 3/4 of the show was women segments, which is cool sparingly, but like. The whole show. See, here's the way we started.
That's because the general manager is a woman now, so that just becomes a woman segment.
Right. So the beginning of the show, Shane introduced the new general manager, and I turned to Brittany and I said, "It's going to be Jeff Jarrett."
Oh, that would have been cool.
And the only other name I'd heard batted around was Hulk Hogan, but I went the safe route and said Jeff Jarrett. Now, I wish I would have isolated my rant from yesterday about how little I care about Paige during her retirement. I know not everyone feels the same way as I do. I got a lot of support from it on the post show, but I know that in general, people care about Paige or whatever. I made it very clear yesterday. I am not one of those people. I will not be missing Paige when she retires. They're not even giving me a chance to miss this woman.
She retired on Raw around 9:30 Eastern. She was announced as general manager at 8 Eastern. She didn't even retire for 24 hours, and they shoved her right back down our throats.
Do they give any sort of care that she is not? What makes her, whether you're talking about storyline, real life, wrestling's real, wrestling's not real, it doesn't matter.
The crowd popped her, so they vindicated her. They vindicated the decision. The crowd popped for her. They popped for her on Monday, and then they gave it to her big time last night.
They gave it to her, all right. They gave it to her big time.
Oh, Brad Maddox style.
Yes, that's his name, Brad Maddox.
That's his name.
Man, it's just like, what a real disappointment. I still think with enough rope, she's going to hang herself. I don't think she's going to be long for this spot. We've got to get through the movie. I understand that. Lisa's already a trailer for the movie, which, by the way, I've seen that trailer just from watching a normal amount of wrestling. I feel like I've seen that trailer a dozen times.
Too many times. And what's funny is it's just a trailer to show you that The Rock is there.
That's probably all The Rock does in the movie.
I guarantee it. And that's the whole trailer. The trailer is like 10 seconds of a Paige impression and a minute of The Rock. Go see it.
How awesome is The Rock in that trailer, though?
He's awesome. He's awesome in everything. I can't wait to see Rampage. Dude,
Rampage. I couldn't give two squirts about Rampage. Well,
I couldn't have given two squirts about the new Jumanji, and I went and saw it, and I loved it more than the Robin Williams one. That movie was so funny.
I almost saw Jumanji, but I fell asleep in the first 10 minutes, and we returned it to the red box.
Oh, you're the worst. It was good.
Brittany watched it, but I'm not the worst. I gave it at least I gave it 10 minutes. Give it a solid 10.
You're the worst. I mean, just hot takes. I hate this angle. I can't see the door. I don't know who's behind me.
It's okay. I can tell you if someone's behind you.
Just let me know.
I'll let you
know if someone's creeping.
People like Troy just coming through the
door and being a beep, 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 beep.
That's another joke that's only funny for me and Jerry. I apologize for that.
Well, you know what I say to people? They're like, "Yeah, you told an inside joke and we didn't get it." Well, suck it. You know?
Hey, I watched the Nakamura special yesterday.
I did too. I watched all the specials. I'm all caught up. I'm caught up with Raw 25, 24. I'm caught up. I watched that,
which, by the way, is a weird title to pronounce.
Yeah, and the Nakamura special, I watched that too.
The Nakamura one kind of sucks.
I mean, it's like watching a foreign film because you had to read a ton of subtitles.
But there's even if it wasn't subtitled or whatever, is it even that good?
It doesn't show you anything. So a couple backstage things. It seems like it repeated itself an awful lot. I mean, he has a very mundane routine. Nothing out of the ordinary really happened. Whereas they followed The Miz the night of Raw 25, and he had a really interesting little deal. He wins the Intercontinental title. He goes in the back. He kisses Maurice. They don't even let him get a jacket. Like, they throw him his sweatpants and get in the car. We're going over to the Barclays. We're going over to the Manhattan Center. I mean, like, that was super interesting to me. The Nakamura thing was a disappointment.
They kind of give you a little bit of revisionist history in the typical WWE way with that Raw 25 deal, because my understanding is they sent Miz over to the Barclays Center. I'm sorry, to the Manhattan Center, because they were restless. They were turning violent. They were so pissed at the show they were getting. They were booing like crazy. They were just restless. They sent the Miz there to save it.
Yeah, and they sent Seth Rollins over to save it too.
Yeah, so again, a little bit like before Miz goes out, you can hear them just booing wildly, but they don't really acknowledge that the crowd was very, very unhappy with what they got.
And if you knew what we knew about that show and about that crowd, I actually felt bad when you see them filing in.
Oh my God, yeah.
And they're so excited. They are so excited. They think the best stuff in the world is going to happen. Only the most hardcore fans are going to be in this building. One dude was dressed like Bobby Heenan when Bobby Heenan was dressed like a woman. Like they were ready for some good old-fashioned, old-school nostalgia. And outside of the Ico Pro banner, they got a bad Undertaker promo, a bad Matt Hardy Bray Wyatt match, and Scott Hall almost falling down. And so they were really getting riotous.
Yeah. By the way, I also want to point out something you noticed before I did. You noticed it during the Hall of Fame. I don't know how I missed it, but my God, X-Pac's relationship with his service dog, is that not the cutest thing?
It's so sweet. He never calls it a service dog. That's clearly a service dog, right?
I don't know. I called it a service dog because you called it a service dog.
I mean, he took it to the barbershop. It's a GD service dog. He's holding it on his lap at the Hall of Fame. My favorite, one of my favorite low key parts of the 25 was when he runs into Undertaker on the street, and Undertaker's like, "Hey," and he looks at the dog. He's like, "This is Lulu. I found her on the street." And Undertaker goes, "Today?"
I bet you the deal is, if I had to take a bet, I know nothing about this. Like you can make it, like if you get a doctor's note, you can get any dog to be a service dog. Yeah. And it's something I kind of attribute to millennials, maybe rightly or wrongly, but like, yeah, they need their service dogs to get on a plane or whatever. I bet you it's one of those, it's technically a service dog, but he doesn't need one. He just wants to take it everywhere.
Well, it's a cute puppy.
But I'll be damned if that's not the cutest relationship I have ever seen. And I've seen him with China. You know what I mean? So as a man who loves dogs, it was really cute to see that. I loved it.
I feel like this is an indictment on SmackDown, the fact that we're talking about all these specials on the network and not SmackDown.
Hey, at least it's wrestling this time.
So I'm curious, what did you put you always title the podcast whatever you think the biggest thing that happened was. And I wonder if you think it was Paige being the new general manager, Daniel Bryan having his first SmackDown main event back against AJ Styles, or it's probably this one, new women's champion, cash in.
Interesting. So yeah, when I title these, I do try to title it what I think most people will be searching for. And it's funny, you mentioned 4 things. I had 2 things in my head. The 2 I was batting between was AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan, just because those names are so big that I think people could search for that match, knowing that it happened. But I settled on Peyton Royce and Billie Kay debut on SmackDown.
Wow, not even the Carmella cash-in.
Correct. I think that I personally, if you're trying to get views, that's what I think, because NXT people might not necessarily be watching the show, or I feel like they're so passionate they might want to go back and see it. So that's what I titled it.
Well, I'll say this. I thought that was a great debut. I thought they did a really good job. They beat the living hell out of Charlotte, and that was perfect. And I, for some reason, when Charlotte was left laying, I was surprised when Carmella came out. Like, I didn't think that was going to happen.
So there was, I don't even know how to describe what happened yesterday, but we're watching SmackDown. Brittany's on her phone, and I'm watching SmackDown. And when they play the music that we don't recognize, Brittany kind of starts looking up, and I'm like, oh, I bet you it's Peyton Royce, which it was. And I even still forget how effing hot that girl is. But I like lost control of my body. Like my mouth was like wide open, and Brittany like reacted like, she's like, are you okay? And I was like, so she's looking at me like kind of offended. I'm like, she's really good. And she like almost had to close my mouth for me. She is, Jerry, is she not the hottest thing you've ever seen?
I think she's super smoking hot.
Oh,
I do.
my God.
I don't know if she's the hottest woman on the roster.
Right now, maybe it's because she's so new. Like, yeah, if you put her next to Mandy Rose, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Mandy Rose is gorgeous, but I still think Alexa Bliss really pushes my buttons.
Alexa, yeah, but I feel like a lot of that's her character. I bet you if like you put all 3 of them in a row in like their normal street clothes, I bet you Alexa would be 3rd.
You got to keep your junk under control when you're watching this stuff with your fiance.
I'm telling you, I had a really hard time.
I feel like we're going to need to have an intervention. Like, I find these girls attractive too, but like I'm not going to sacrifice my relationship with my wife over it.
I wouldn't say it was a sacrifice. It was just I got worked up.
You started playing with yourself.
I didn't do that. We were eating dinner. Dinner's a bad time to do that one.
Hey, I'll give you dinner. Hey, baby, I'll give you some dinner. So, yeah.
You're a sweetheart.
Really good. And they were good on the air. I thought they were really good on the mic.
They did do well. I agree. That's why I was there like this, like they're so good.
And those two together felt like a duo. You know, unlike, and that's what I was saying yesterday about Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. They just don't, it doesn't make any sense. The Riot Squad makes very little sense to me. You know, they don't mesh. These two girls, iconic, they mesh really well, and they put a beat down on Charlotte to the point where, like, I thought that was the end of the segment. They get up the ramp, and then FABULOUS, and then here she comes. I didn't mind the cash in. I liked that she won. Were you annoyed at the ref? I forget that guy's name. Were you annoyed at that? Like, he's like, what? I don't understand you. What? I didn't understand the delay there. That was the worst. He was the worst.
It felt like it was a long thing, but he was waiting for Charlotte to get on her feet. Or were you aware of that?
Well, kind of. I think he should be fired.
Wait, no one needed to be fired last night.
He needs to be taken out and killed.
Who was it? Was it Kyoto?
Yeah, I think. I hate it. I hated it. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was so poorly acted. It was the worst. He deserves to die.
He was waiting for Charlotte to get up because the match can't start until Charlotte's on her feet.
Yeah, but he wasn't like, here's the briefcase. When she stands up, I'm going to ring the bell. He keeps asking, even to the point where Corey Graves is like, what is he not understanding? Why does he not understand this? And I said, you know what? If I was ruler of the world, I would have him killed.
Hey, you did it with Rich Brennan.
I did, didn't I?
You did. One tweet from Valeri and Brennan's gone.
I took a shot of.
Look, if it was Kyoto or if it's Kyoto or Dan Engler from Evansville, please don't tweet their demise. If it's anyone else, do what you got to do.
I think it's Kyoto.
Kyoto's he's given me an autograph before. He was very nice to me.
He probably did it under the direction of someone. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was like he was acting. It was just really bad, and I would have him murdered.
That seems like a logical response to what happened.
Yeah, if I was the president in the Hunger Games, I would have, like, if I was that guy, Albus Snow or whatever, I would totally have him killed.
Al Snow is the president in Hunger Games.
Albus Snow, isn't it?
I have no idea. I'm a man.
You didn't watch the Hunger Games?
No, I have. I hated them. Absolutely hated them.
I thought they were good.
That's not speaking highly for Jumanji.
Jumanji was really funny. Hunger Games would have been so much better if Al Snow had been in it.
If he was the president, President Al Snow.
President Al Snow.
Let me ask you this, or hold on, I had a point about this.
Who won bed?
Peyton Royce, yes, please.
Get yourself under control.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're talking about Peyton Royce, so I'm all over the place. If you thought the ref acting was bad last night, how did you survive the Attitude Era?
I hated that too. Somebody would sneeze on him and he'd go unconscious.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it was really tough to suspend disbelief when Hebner's getting knocked down because Mick Foley's tooth hit him. You know what I mean? Like, it was... So I feel like let's not tweet the demise of whoever was involved in that segment last night.
Fine. I hate him.
The worst person involved, I got to be honest with you, I'm not convinced on any level that Carmella's a star. Agree, disagree?
I disagree because you said I don't think on any level that she's a star. I think I don't think she can hang with the women that are top tier right now. I think that there's a place for her. I thought she was really good as like the third wheel valet for Enzo and Cass. Like, there's a place for her in that company. She has a good look. She's not terrible on the mic. I think she could be a superstar. I just don't think she can be the superstar. Her having the belt is as meaningless to me as when Natalya had it.
I think in the world of women wrestlers, she doesn't have a look. She looks like she's wearing a one-piece bathing suit. I don't find her to be physically attractive, at least on the level of some of these other women who I can't control myself around.
You can't even handle yourself around Peyton Royce. You can't compose yourself at all.
She's passable in the ring, but not good. She's passable on the mic, but not good. I just feel like she's a wasted spot, if you want my honest opinion.
I hope that whatever show, SmackDown or Raw, whatever show she lands on next week, Peyton Royce comes to your studio for an interview, and you just hear 4 minutes of you going humming.
I can pull it together, man.
I do believe that Daniel Bryan is gone next week. I think he's going to Raw.
Oh, I haven't even thought about it. I feel like
he's going to Raw, or The Miz is coming to SmackDown. I think they're getting him and The Miz together right away. Bang.
So a few things about this. Yeah, that would be a great logical feud for them. I was going to be like, maybe we should have a whole conversation about who's going to wind up where, but I feel like there's no rhyme or reason to it for us, at least to predict it. And also, we don't really know what the presentation is going to be. Like, remember before they done this and like each brand chose 5 people?
Well, the last time they did it, they just had people showing up on the shows just randomly.
Yeah. So, okay, that's right. They have done this once before.
And I didn't like how they did it. I bet they tweak it because it felt very anticlimactic before.
So I was going to say maybe we could get into that more, but there's really no rhyme or reason to these predictions.
No, there really isn't. I think that there are some people that they're going to move, and I think Braun Strowman may get moved.
SmackDown needs the help, I feel like, big time. And man, there's so many. I'm hoping this is the last one. I'm hoping that the co-branded pay-per-views will lead to co-branded roster, or a combined roster.
Right, just one brand. Can we talk about the what I think is one of the most insane decisions to further along Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal?
I know that there was the 3-way match with everyone but Jinder, and then
for number one contender.
Mm-hmm. Did Randy win?
Randy won. GD.
I mean,
we've seen this movie just with a different belt, and no one liked it then. This was an opportunity to put Rusev over, or Bobby Roode. I don't care, either one. Give Randy somebody else. Do Jinder a favor and give him someone else. I have been waiting to analyze Jinder Mahal and reevaluate him, but I wanted him to have someone other than Randy Orton because I was wondering if it was his partner.
If I was going to suggest a theory as to why this happened, I would say, oh, wait, no, their match is at Backlash, isn't it?
No, I think their match is at the Greatest Royal Rumble?
Okay, I thought it was Backlash, but I could be wrong. If it's the Greatest Rumble, I get it, because I bet you the audience in that part of the world.
Check while you talk. I'm listening to you, but I'm going to check while you talk.
Yeah, I bet you that the audience in that part of the world would probably want to see that match more than we would, because let's assume they pay more attention to Jinder than other parts of the world. Who's his Clark Kent? Or I'm sorry, who's his Lex Luthor?
Plus, you're right. Plus, Randy Orton's a bigger name.
So yeah,
it's like Iron Maiden still sells out in Japan when they play. Like Randy Orton's still super popular in Saudi Arabia, probably.
I just think that that's probably the more profitable match overseas. So, have you found anything?
Yes. Okay. So here's what I have so far. What? When was this posted? It was posted. I don't believe this at all.
It's not that big.
But it is to me.
Okay.
It's real to me.
Can anyone watching help us out? Do you know Jerry? We'll lose Jerry until we know when this match is taking place.
What do you mean you lose me? I'm right here.
No, I'm just you won't focus on anything until you know the answer to this question.
I'm completely 100% focused.
Happy birthday, Harley Race.
Happy birthday, Balls Mahoney.
Happy birthday, Balls Mahoney. See, we got him back. You got the answer, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I can't find it. I can't. Like the one that I found, I don't like it. It's from CBS Sports, and I think they're wrong. Okay, they have Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns in the steel cage. They have the Intercontinental Championship ladder match, Seth Rollins, Miz, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe. That was announced. John Cena, Triple H. That was announced. But then they have the Undertaker versus Rusev in a casket match. Where did they get that? Where are they getting that?
Steve, Jinder versus Orton, greatest battle royal. Thank you, Steve. That makes more sense to me.
Casket match.
Although Steve also sent pictures of Charlotte Flair that were clearly not Charlotte Flair.
The people at CBS Sports should be taken out into the street with Kyoto and shot in the head.
Well, watch what was the match they announced that you don't like? The casket match?
It's not that I don't like it. It's do I believe it?
Wait, they're teasing Undertaker and Cena, aren't they? Oh, wait.
Cena and Triple H at the Greatest Royal Rumble. There's too many things going on. I can't. Happy birthday, Harley Race.
Balls Mahoney, HBD.
Who's the other one? Someone else is having a birthday too. Let me check.
Sanjay Dutt, or was that 2 days ago?
That was 2 days ago. Get with it.
Okay. Oh, we lost Jerry again. Okay. Well, I also wanted to say that the show, I thought, suffered from a few things else last night. The main event was enjoyable. I thought it wasn't a 5-star match that like it could have been, but the show had a really long and somewhat pointless women's match. Natalya and Naomi. And
garbage. They're both garbage to me. I don't like either one of them.
Agreed. And it went so, like, I believe it got 2 commercial breaks. And then I was like, I kept saying to Brittany, why is this match still going? It's been so long. Then they take a commercial break. They come back with Charlotte and the Iconics debut. And I'm like, I'm super burnt on the women after that really long, boring match. Plus, right before that match, you had Paige for 20 minutes. And I had my fill of women by the time the Iconics made their debut. Thankfully, Peyton Royce is literally an angel walking among us with humongous cans, and it grabbed my attention back.
Did you notice that the crowd booed both Natalya and Naomi?
I can't stand either one of them.
Bad.
And by the way, the other girl's name is Billie Kay, right? I'm not wrong about that?
Billie Kay.
Yeah, okay.
And I got them mixed up because, like, the board said Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce was on Billie Kay's butt in front of her name, and they switched, and I was like, am I looking at this right? Because they're both hot.
Billie Kay is the 9, and Peyton Royce is the 11.
Turn it up to 11.
Oh my God, something about her, man.
Rob's not wearing pants right now. He's just sweating.
I don't even know why I'm wearing a shirt. I'd take these headphones off if I could.
Oh, baby, get it off. Get nude.
I'll get it off, all right.
Happy birthday, Gold Dust. By the way.
Anything on the main event or anything else that you really, because, I mean, the match happened, right? It was good.
The match was good. You knew Shinsuke was going to come in, and he did. You didn't know if he was going to come in before the finish or not. And I like, so far so good. I like this heel Shinsuke, and I liked when he was talking to Renee, and he's like, I'm so sorry for what I did to AJ Styles.
I have to be honest. You're
wink,
right.
wink.
My favorite.
I love that.
Hold on. There was that, and then he goes, no speaker English.
That was perfect.
His heel, I'm glad you brought this up. His heel promos are better than his one heel promo is better than any of his face promos.
Absolutely, because he needs to work. For him, it's all feeling and inflection, and he's going to be able to tell a better story with his body and with what he says and how he says it when he can be the bad guy. And he seems like a killer to me. The kicks, like those kicks that he was given to AJ Styles on WrestleMania, they just seemed mean and mean-spirited. And I liked that. And I like seeing that bite. And I think that this is where we turn around on Shinsuke Nakamura.
I'm praying for it. I'm praying for it.
I also hoped that getting the club together was where we turned around for Finn Bálor, but then they abandoned that already.
I wanted so badly to like Finn.
I mean, it's like everybody wanted to see the Demon. So instead, let's give them a gay pride parade.
Hey.
God damn. I just get so frustrated. I get so frustrated.
I hate to. I just slapped my knee so hard that I revealed that I am wearing pants.
Oh, he has pants on.
But that was a great line. Hey, fun fact. So Brett and I were talking about this yesterday. How old do you think Finn Bálor is?
Probably in his 30s, right? When I discovered that Braun Strowman is 37. So I assume that Finn's probably in like the 32, 33 range.
So give me an actual. Oh, Brett sucks. Never mind. This answer's not good.
What is it?
Brett said.
Brett sucks. Brett, take him out in the street with Kyoto and take him out in the streets with CBS Sports.
How old do you think Finn Bálor? We'll finish the bit. How old do you think Finn Bálor is?
33.
He's 36. I thought Brett told me he was almost 40. I thought if he's 40, that's interesting. But AJ Styles is 40.
In Brett's world, 36 probably is almost 40.
I know in Brett's 40. World, 15 can be 18. That's a joke. That's a joke. Anything else this morning, or have we done enough damage?
We're just firing bombs. We're just dropping bombs. This is good.
It's been. I mean, like, listen. we made chicken salad out of chicken crap or whatever. They didn't give us a lot to talk about today.
I don't know what they were thinking. Like SmackDown's just like, we'll just phone it in.
I gotta tell you though, okay, so starting like last week or the week before, I'm really excited for some things on the way. Like, for example, last week you had all the WrestleMania week stuff. You had NXT, you had the Hall of Fame, you had WrestleMania, you had Raw after WrestleMania, SmackDown after WrestleMania. Next week we're getting the Shake Up. I'm excited about both those shows.
And then the Rumble.
Right, and then Backlash. So I'm not like in a bad spot. It's just SmackDown could have been better. My
last thought for you is about it's justifying my displeasure and how unhappy I was with Nicholas being Braun Strowman's tag partner. I think you can relate because last night you were really upset that Paige was the general manager. But that's because you went into it thinking it was going to be Jeff Jarrett or Hulk Hogan. Like you had high expectations for that GM spot, and they disappointed with basically a 10-year-old from the crowd. And that's what I was dealing with Braun Strowman picking Nicholas as the tag partner.
Okay. Well, provide for me a 5-minute diatribe of you talking about how you hate Nicholas prior to them choosing him. And I'll say, yes, it's the same thing. Just with 20 hours before they made the choice, not even like 12 hours before they made the choice, I went on a nice little rant yesterday about how much I despise Paige.
I didn't message you because I didn't want to spoil it for today. But when he said Paige and she came out, I went, oh, Rob is going to be so pissy. yeah.
Correct. Yeah. And all I can say is, it's enough rope for her to hang herself. I'm telling you, this will not last long. This is someone who always drops the ball in real life, behind the scenes, unreliable, got curse words tattooed on her hands, makes terrible decisions. I'm telling you, she's not long for this spot. After the movie, it won't be long.
Nicholas cheats on his exams. He's mean to other kids in class. I hate his haircut.
I'm not gonna make the joke in my head, but
don't listen. We've been teetering on the edge all day. Like I've suppressed a few jokes. You should do the same.
That's what I'm doing. Listen, Balls Mahoney, Harley Race, Joe Duffy. We wish you all a very happiest of birthdays. Thank you everyone who made it through this episode. What now?
I was looking to see whose birthday was tomorrow.
We don't have an episode tomorrow.
Exactly. So I was going to wish them a happy birthday today, but there's nobody on the list.
No, but nobody's birthday?
No, not until Saturday. And then it's happy birthday, Lita. Happy birthday, Brian Adams.
Happy birthday, Brian Adams.
Happy